We have hit record. What's going on, guys? This is Slime Boss here, and welcome back to the Crazy Cap Podcast. Today, I am joined by my usual co-hosts, Ryujet and Reverse Mailman, and today we are going to be talking about who we think, in our opinion, based on video game facts, who is the most powerful video game villain. As per usual, don't forget that we are on Google Play, Spotify, and iHeartRadio, and very close to making it on Apple Podcasts, almost there. So there's that, and finally, don't forget to join this week's Discord shoutout, which, in fact, is, I did not prepare it, one moment here, the Lost Subrosian Village. So, his name is the Lost Subrosian. You might recognize that name from Zelda, but he is a YouTuber. Very, very underrated. He doesn't do commentary, though. But he has a very cool little small Discord server that I highly, highly recommend you join. So if you're into Nintendo, hop on that Discord server. Link is in the description. All right, Liam, do we have any news this week?
There hasn't really been an super eventful week.
No.
Mostly just
Halloween stuff.
Still trying to process the last week. There was
Yeah, I know.
like a Nintendo Treehouse.
Oh, yeah, I
for,
guess
like,
there was that. We
Pikmin
showed off
3.
new gameplay with Pikmin 3 and Calamity, Age of Calamity, but I mean, like, does that really matter? We'll get to play
Hype
it
for
pretty
Pikmin
soon
3.
here.
Oh yeah, Pikmin 3.5. Let's go.
Yeah, 3.5, not 4 yet. We had Hey Pikmin, Pikmin 3 Deluxe. When's Pikmin 4? When's Metroid Prime 4? When's Mother 4? I'm just kidding.
Gotta keep it a trilogy. Come on, man.
And there's also a Splatoween going on, trick or treat, if you're into Splatfest. But the only reason I bring that up is, like, didn't we already have Final Fest last year? Why are we still having Splatfest? Like, this is the second Splatfest, or one of the third or fourth Splatfest since the Final Fest. So what do we do? What's going on, Nintendo? I don't know. Confused. Not even the game industry has been very quiet this week, even with Xbox and Sony. So, I mean, I guess everyone's playing Crash right now.
Dude, Steven Smash, too hype. It's just too hype.
Yeah, too
you
hype.
can't top that. Why would you put anything out this week?
I mean, we talked about that
What?
last week, right?
All right.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Maybe we'll have some. Maybe we'll get to play him one day soon.
We are.
Wait, 3 days from now? Is that what it is? The 13th? What's today? The 10th?
Yeah.
So 3 days from now. Woo! Let's go.
It comes out Tuesday.
Tuesday.
And today is
Right,
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yep. And now a word from our sponsor. Do you like video game music as much as we do? Well, come over to the Daily Gamer Music Channel, a collaboration channel between Gamer Bro and Slime Boss. We post brand new video game music every single day at 8 p.m. Pacific Time. Click the link in description below to find out more. And now back to the shenanigans. Alright, so this probably is going to be the shortest episode on the channel, but I thought it was a really neat idea. Basically, we are going to be discussing, like, who is the most powerful video game villain based on facts or based on our opinions. So, who wants to go first? Liam, do you want to go first? Because this was your idea, so.
This was my idea, and I gotta say, I think I've got a really great villain.
And?
It might really
You like sharing
surprise
it with
you
us,
guys.
Liam? You like sharing it?
All right, to start things off.
Get on with
I'm
it.
actually not going to be arguing that it is Waluigi. In fact,
But
it is
Waluigi isn't a
actually-
villain. Oh, wait, yes he is. What's wrong with me? Really?
Look, as much as I love Waluigi and how incredibly powerful he must be to swim in the air, I am going to be
King Bob-omb is a boomer, so I mean he's pretty powerful.
I'm gonna be arguing the boomer himself, Kamek.
Really? In comparison to
Kamek.
Bowser.
any of the other Mario, I mean any of the Mario villains, first of all, let alone other franchises.
Let alone a normal enemy.
The most powerful villain.
He's also a normal enemy as well. He's just a Magic Koopa, but with a name.
He is not just a Magic Koopa with a name.
Explain.
All right,
Oh,
look.
boy,
so Magic
Yikes.
Koopas themselves, they have.
There are
the
Magic
ability
Koopas
of-
that shoot fireballs, and that's it.
No. So
Okay.
They shoot PlayStation buttons.
Magic Koopas themselves can teleport, and they can create life from blocks.
What?
I can already think of
Oh.
one person that can do that. Not from blocks, but they can create life.
Literally
They
other
can
villain can do that
transform.
out of nothing.
Magic Koopas can transform anything into basically anything else. They can take a coin and turn it into a Goomba.
Is this a joke? Is this a prank? Are you serious?
No, I'm going with
I have a
Kamek.
laundry list of characters that can do the exact same thing.
I could probably
Are you sure?
literally
Yeah.
5 minutes of Googling could give me like 5 people who can do literally
Yeah.
all of that and then some.
Yeah.
And better too.
If they wanted to, they never.
Are you sure?
I mean, I guess technically they could do it if they wanted to, but they never technically do it in game. But
Create life.
still true.
A lot of characters can
Well-
do that out of nothing. Freaking Kamek apparently needs freaking catalyst.
Why are we always bashing Liam for his choices?
'Cause he's
First
the limit.
Mineta and now Kamek.
Okay, Mineta was
Okay,
ridiculous.
I'm not even done. I'm not even done yet.
Please continue.
That's just a Magic Koopa.
Uh-huh.
That's just a Magic Koopa.
Oh yeah, Kamek is actually better than a Magic Koopa.
But who's better, Cammy
So-
or Kamek?
So
Cammy.
look. Kamek's able to do all that. All right, he can do that.
Yeah, Magic
he can
Koopa.
create life from basically nothing, which
There are
is
some
not
Liam,
supposed to be
buddy.
very
There are
exactly
characters that can literally
possible.
create life out of nothing.
Continue. What else? What is your other
Moving
point?
on.
Well, look, I'd argue those guys that are creating life from nothing are probably doing it from like air or something. I don't know.
No. That's a...
All right.
Moving
look,
on.
What's your other point?
So, Kamek has been shown to do way more things than your average Magic Koopa.
Okay.
He's able to fly. He's able to create clones of himself.
Liam?
Is he able to
What?
fly, or is his broom able to fly?
Because in Mario Galaxy,
Oh
pretty
yeah,
much
he does
every
fly in Mario Galaxy
every Magic Koopa flies in Mario Galaxy.
and in 3D Land and 3D World.
Exactly.
Every
All
Magic
right, all
Koopa.
right.
The only difference between Kamek and a Magic Koopa is that Kamek has a name
name.
and makes things bigger.
Not true.
He also gives things wings and adds water.
Liam, out of all the Magic Koopas, why that one?
Come on, man! You
Why
play Kingdom
Kamek?
Hearts and you pick Kamek.
I'm ready to argue. I'm ready to tell you guys. All right. So he can fly. He can fly. Yes.
So can all Magic Koopas in
So
Mario
can Mary
Galaxy.
Poppins.
Yeah. Well, look. This guy can also create clones of himself.
Okay.
He's able to move objects like in the air. Like you ever fought him in like New Super Mario Brothers New Super Mario Brothers Wii.
Mhm.
He is able to move the blocks. So he's got like psychic powers.
Uh-huh.
He has survived lava on multiple occasions.
Pretty much any named Koopa does that, though.
I mean, if you throw a Koopa into lava, they don't exactly like.
Yeah,
come
a
out.
normal one, not a named one. All the
It's like
Koopalings.
in that time I got reincarnated into a slime. If you're named, you're suddenly more powerful.
Exactly. Ah.
So Yeah, he's survived lava. Not many people can do that. Bowser can. Bowser Jr. can.
All of the
Kamek
Koopalings.
Koopalings
Yeah.
never really die in lava, though. They sort of just...
New Super Mario
Bleh.
Brothers 2.
The Koopalings?
Yeah.
I don't think they
I don't
fall
think
in
I-
lava.
Do they? I
I think
honestly
they
to
just
God don't
fall
remember.
out of existence.
I
I think-
legit don't remember.
I know some of them fight above lava, but that's not who we're talking about.
Yeah, I know. It's just...
Yeah,
Anyway,
then
back to
I would-
Kamek.
I would.
Oh, hey, we're
So-
not even past the
So anyway,
mark.
my point is that
Now we are.
First of all, what makes Kamek an ultimate villain compared to like other
Compared to
villains?
Bowser!
Compared to Bowser, but
Literally
also
every
compared to other
villain
Magic
in the
Koopas, which
freaking
literally all I've seen him
Mario
do is the
franchise.
exact same thing as other Magic Koopas.
I would argue that Kamek is like Kamek can basically just bend the laws of physics, and
Can
he
make
may
things
not
bigger.
bend the laws of physics. He can make things smaller. He can make things bigger. He can change the color of things.
Oh, wow. Top tier villain.
Dude, you don't realize how... Dude, you know how light works? When you see, like, a green thing, every piece of light, like, every color of light is being absorbed into that thing but green. So with him being able to
Manipulate
change
light.
the color of the Mario Party spaces...
Are you sure that was Kamek or just a generic Magic Koopa, though? How
Oh,
can
no,
you ever
that
tell?
was Kamek, man. Haven't you ever played
No.
Super Mario Party?
I haven't played any of the Mario parties except for 10 with you. With this one.
Oh, yeah. We played together. Oh, God. My memory is, like, on the fritz today.
Kamek has just so many mind-bending powers.
So does every other character we're going to talk about and every other villain we are going to talk about.
Oh, yeah?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Want
Oh,
me to
yeah.
go ahead and say my villain?
Oh, yeah, go ahead. I'm sure he's definitely going to be better than
Yeah,
Kamek.
he is, actually.
Yep.
So, my villain.
Can I
So,
just take a quick guess?
probably... No, what?
Bowser.
No.
Damn it.
That's only a minor step above Kamek. This is miles
Fair
above
enough.
Bowser.
Oh, God.
Miles.
Now
Okay,
we're
so-
Oh,
so
yeah.
This-
yeah,
this-
right. Yeah, right.
This character, okay, is... Okay, so my favorite...
Is it
or
from
not my
Kingdom
favorite,
Hearts?
No. Maybe. But...
You brought up
Are
Kingdom
you gonna
Hearts
let me
first.
say it?
Okay,
Okay, so probably the most powerful villain of all time is probably, like, in general, in all of media, is probably Thanos. And a character that is similar to his ideology.
Thanos
is-
needs the Infinity Stones.
Yeah, but his way of going about it is, like, calm and collect. Like, he's not really, like, a super villain. He's not like Loki, like, oh, yeah, I want to rule the world. He's like, well, I want to control the world, and I want it to... Like, I want to destroy half the population. So he's not. He's a villain because he's doing bad things.
But he's kind of right.
Yes, and
You
the
have a
same thing
point.
happens with.
I mean, the way he goes about doing it is kind of...
Wait
Yeah,
a
that's-
minute,
that's
wait a
the
minute.
problem.
Is your
That's why
villain-
he's a
is your
villain.
villain Thanos?
No.
No.
I'm comparing
Okay.
it to Old Man Master Xehanort because
I need to play
his
those games.
ideology isn't the whole world needs to be controlled by darkness. It's in the very similar way he thinks that the world needs to be reset because there are too many worlds and it needs to be reset and it needs to be balanced between light and dark. See, what Sora's fighting for is pure light and pure friendship. What Master Xehanort is fighting for is pure balance, while the problem with the other Xehanorts is that they're fighting, or the
For
the
darkness.
Heartless and whatever stupid other random Xehanorts, they're fighting for
Random.
pure darkness. Master Xehanort has always had that perfect balance in mind. And the reason why I say they're the most powerful villains is that not only are they strong and, actually good villains, both in gameplay and in story elements, but also he's calm and collected. He's not like, I must rule the world. He's like, he has a plan and he's very powerful and he knows what he's doing, and he pretty much gets to that point multiple times, but ultimately fails.
What makes it
All
good?
right. You know, I would like to ask, what are his powers exactly? Like, he can... Sure, he's time traveled, but
he can time travel. He can be reincarnated multiple times.
Yeah, Bowser
He
do
can
all that?
create life out of random vessels. Let's see what else. He's given extra power, which is more powerful than Kamek's staff by the Keyblade. I mean the Keyblade. Let's see what else. He turns into a literal freaking satanic goat.
Kind
Yeah,
of
but what does that
redundant.
matter when Kamek
He has
can just
13 different
shrink it?
forms of himself.
Okay, there's actually a phrase to what you were talking about earlier. Villains whose motives are hard to find fault in and are arguably better than the heroes.
Yes.
Hilarious.
This isn't a battle of ideologies, though.
But that's the thing, that if they do have a good ideology and they're also powerful,
They have the power of will.
then they're more powerful than just any one villain that says, "Go kidnap this hot lady for me," and then use her powers to rule the world. Like,
Look,
Hilariously, that
The
used to
thing
be
is-
Bowser.
yeah,
Now
the
he just
thing
wants
is,
that.
no matter how many times he tries, Kamek can always just shrink him and then step on him. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter
but you're
how many
giving
there
Mario
are
an
of him,
ability.
because Kamek can also clone himself.
yeah. So can Xehanort. He's
So
done
can
it.
literally every other villain. That's like one of the main villain abilities.
Yeah,
like
shadow
if you do not
clones.
have the ability to clone yourself, you will have it eventually.
And also another thing, in the
Most
case
heroes have that ability.
in the case of Mario, one of Mario's abilities is to turn small and big and also fly. So what
And
Kamek
coat
is
himself
doing,
with the double cherry.
yes, exactly. So he's using Kamek's abilities against him, which ultimately makes him flawed. All Sora has in his arsenal is the power of friendship and a sword.
A magic sword.
A
But
magic
a sword.
sword.
None the same. That doesn't even work. It's
I don't think Sora can turn into an evil goat.
Also, he's really fast with said sword, but that's just sword magic. Also, the sword's a key, so I don't think that really matters. I mean,
Well,
it
look,
could,
in a head-to-head fight, what is stopping Kamek from cloning himself while this other guy is also cloning himself? And each one of the can he clone faster than Kamek or something? I doubt
Kamek
that.
would
don't-
probably be dead in like 4.5 seconds.
Yeah. I
Nah,
think
man,
like,
Kamek
honestly,
just shrink that guy, step on him like the buggy is.
Kamek is very small, first of all, and
Also,
also
I'm pretty sure this guy's probably like a million times faster.
yeah, he's like he literally, what are those? What is that anime? I think no, it's JoJo. They
JoJo.
literally just go pew pew pew. What shouldn't they do? Pew pew pew. That's literally Master Xehanort.
I don't think that's JoJo, buddy. That's like anime in a shell nut. Like take any anime swordsman and they pretty much do that.
Yeah, so
you are you are already dead phrase is from Fist of the North Star.
you have
I should've said
Master
JoJo.
Xehanort in his most powerful form versus Kamek. Kamek's a little tiny bug. Doesn't matter how many times Kamek multiplies himself. You also have Xehanort here who can duplicate himself in the battle, but also he has his 12 underlings.
We're not bashing Kamek.
So,
And also,
Xehanort is human, Mario is human,
yeah,
and Kamek's about the same size as Mario.
yeah, and Mario is
Mario
not,
Odyssey.
yeah, Mario Odyssey can explain what the regular human size is. And Mario's, well, there's also a game theory on that, how Mario sort of shrunk over time because everyone is eating bananas.
Well, look, I don't know what Xehanort's official height is, but I know that Mario is
Hang on.
5'1".
Anyway, still, okay, I think we need to hear what Jet's villain is before we can make a
Ganondorf.
definitive answer.
Ganondorf.
It's Ganondorf? Why?
Ganondorf.
Why is he more powerful than Xehanort, and why is he more powerful than Kamek?
The question I
Kamek
ended
could
up asking
destroy both
myself
of these
is,
guys.
and what would make this discussion obscenely complicated, and the reason why we're viewing the villains so differently is the power scaling of the franchises themselves.
Mm.
Kamek would
But they all rely on some sort of magical force too.
Yeah,
Kamek
but
relies on a staff. Mine relies on the key blade, the key blade, and yours relies on the Triforce in order to feel their power.
Yeah, except more often than not, all of those things are, well, not all magic functions in the same way in every single universe. I mean, there's a lot of consistencies. The question I ended up asking myself is, I'm not exactly power per se, despite the fact that Ganon kind of succeeds more often than he doesn't. I mean, sure, Link ends up winning in the end, but you have to keep in mind, Ganon usually ends up getting what he wants.
It depends on which Ganon you're talking about, though.
Oh, yeah.
Because technically Link loses in Ocarina of Time.
Then Ganon takes over over Hyrule. Then there's freaking Breath of the Wild, where despite losing 1,000 in the first time, okay, you know how...
Well, Link loses actually in Ocarina of Time and in Breath of the Wild. So unless you're talking about Calamity Ganon, which is this is probably the most powerful one because he's literally an entity, or like, Ganondorf, the human.
Honestly, I'm just kind of going the whole demise. Everyone, Ganon, that basic area
demise.
of characters. All of the characters that go under the name of Ganon.
So the demise entity that
basically
to possess them from Skyward Sword. Okay.
Yeah, except demise got wrecked by some completely.
I'm not the most familiar with like Zelda and stuff, but
Ganon is basically the head honcho, bad. Evil.
I
know.
So
the character the character that he's describing is the entity of demise, which demise is the villain in Skyward Sword. The ultimate evil in Skyward Sword, and demise is a literal, like, I think he's like a fish thing, but he ultimately goes on to be like an evil entity that goes to possess Ganondorf and the pig Ganon and
I think
all
Ganon
the future
itself,
like Agahim and all these other things.
Yeah.
It's just usually Ganon is beaten by using things that were specifically designed to do the job.
To kill them off.
Not just some random.
I really want to ask. So is it the case that Ganondorf can only be beaten with the Master Sword?
Yes, I mean
he can only be beaten for good, plus the Master Sword, plus the 7 stages. I think
something like that. Yeah, it depends on the game too.
Yeah,
wait,
I don't even think there's a Master Sword in Ocarina. Oh wait, yes there.
Well, there is.
Unless if you fight him with young Link, then no. But
so I would argue that Kamek would be able to absolutely freaking destroy Ganondorf by taking a coin and turning it into the Master Sword.
Okay, so two things. First of all, there is a literal... So we usually take... What I'm thinking about this is that it's hero versus the villain and also villain versus villain. So in this case, there's literally a thing designed to kill Ganon, which means he's ultimately super duper weak because he literally has a key thing to kill him. Second of all, I don't think he can just be like, abracadabra, my coin is now a Master Sword. I think that...
Also, he needs to use it correctly.
He teleports to the Master Sword, and he takes it.
Two things. Hold on.
Okay, sorry, what's up?
My point is that I'm pretty sure that 90... based on the facts that we have in-game, it's 100% random what things he can turn into, so it's not completely up to his will. Another thing is that even if he did teleport to the Master Sword,
he wouldn't be able to move it.
Yeah, he wouldn't be able to move it. It's like a classic Sword in the Stone thing. That's literally what it is.
Especially in the Breath of the Wild, because you need a specific amount of hearts to even pick up the thing.
Not only is the spirit of the hero the only one that can actually pull the Master Sword, but also you have to be a certain... you have to fulfill a certain trial to do so. You have to prove yourself worthy.
And this isn't even mentioning Hyrule Warriors.
Yes. So
Hyrule Warriors,
both of your cases are wrong because your character instantly dies due to one specific key item. With Master Xehanort, you can't really have that.
The entire argument here is would Kamek or would Xehanort be able to defeat Ganondorf?
It's actually hero versus villain. So Link versus Ganondorf.
I mean, hero versus villain. Yeah, Ganondorf loses. But the main argument here is villain versus villain.
So that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, Ganon,
the,
Rex,
the
Kamek,
hero versus
Master,
villain
what's his name?
argument is the background saying how powerful is the villain. So if the villain literally dies from one specific thing, then he's a weak villain. Because there's something literally designed to kill him.
Wildly inconsistent also. Because when
yeah.
it's just Ganondorf, he dies with just the Master Sword. When he has the full power, because in Ocarina of Time, it's not just the Master Sword, but also the Seven Sages.
Yes.
And then in Breath of the Wild, it's... God, it is all over the place. And he's not even fully defeated. He just gets sealed away for someone else to deal with.
Yeah. So my point is that the hero versus villain
And then
argument...
Hyrule Warriors just...
Hyrule Warriors throws everything out the window.
Because Ganondorf can apparently take on an entire army.
Yeah.
But then again, so can literally every other named character.
My point is that the hero versus villain argument is more of a context idea.
I like
that goes toward the testament of how powerful the villain is in its base.
My logic was who's the most powerful in their exact world, which I haven't played Kingdom Hearts, so I have no reason to talk about it.
I haven't really played Kingdom Hearts either. I just know the context and the story behind it, and how freaking hard Xehanort battle is. So, especially in critical mode.
Look,
so,
as someone who's played the game, I still think Kamek would be able to destroy Xehanort.
Destroy? No. Put up a fight? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, from a certain point of view.
Well, look.
in the air, man.
Kamek can clone himself, and he can shrink this guy as much as he needs to.
he'll miss, and then get squashed because he's a bug.
Again, Kamek actually needs to hit actually has to hit with his magic.
That's another thing too. It's not just like instantaneous. It's
not like
it's
you
a projectile.
are now a bug.
Yeah, so it's a projectile and it's completely random, his magic as well. Or it's implied that it's random.
Well, no, shrinking isn't exactly random. The growing isn't exactly random.
And that's
no. I'm not saying the size is. It's just what happens. Because like when all the Magic Koopas and Kamek, shoot their little ball and it hits a block, it could randomly turn into a coin, a mushroom, a Goomba, a Koopa. It's completely random.
Yeah, but who's to say?
It's sort of scripted.
It is completely random in the game. It is completely random in the game. I'll give you that.
That's the fact. That's the fact of it.
If it's entirely random, there's no way to. I personally don't think it's able. You don't know what that Magic Koopa is thinking. There's no code
we can't really think that, but we also
it's kicked by Mario all the time.
The point of this argument is to base it off of what we see in game, and that's the only thing we can go off of. So we don't know, but from what we see, it's random.
And
even though technically the boss battles are scripted, because every single time Boom Boom grows bigger, every single time Boom Boom grows wings, every single time this sort of thing happens.
Has fire powers.
Yeah, it's literally scripted in the game, but I guess technically it's still kind of random, because if you're playing it for the first time, you don't know what's going to happen. But...
Well, I'd argue that him buffing things, like making them get bigger, not random at all. At all.
Uh-huh. And again,
I'd argue, I'd be willing to agree that him transforming things into other things could be random, but definitely not him, making Bowser get bigger.
Okay.
Except here's the thing: when he grows something, he's like.
It's more of a wave of magic rather than a projectile, like it usually is.
Yeah, it's like a wave. He flies overhead, wave.
Also but here's the other thing too. The problem with this discussion and the problem with that game theory I even said too, I know I'm referencing game theory a lot, but
I said it twice, dude. Don't worry about it.
It's come on.
Cut.
It's the problem with this sort of discussion is that first of all and you said this earlier as well, is that the character's power level it changes depending on the game, and it's not very easily scalable to another game because of how semi-realistic Kingdom Hearts is. Well, realistic as in it's
anime.
Yeah, and Mario is more like cutesy plumber boy stomps on turtles. The power level isn't easily scalable, and not to mention that it's just very hard to put these two characters to picture them side by side, let alone fighting as well. So it's very hard to put them head to head. But in my opinion, based on what we have in the games, but My other question, I genuinely think Xehanort is more powerful than Kamek. But my question to you is, why did you pick Kamek over Bowser? Like, he seems
simple.
to be
I
the
think
more.
Kamek is stronger.
No, I mean that's a very. Stop moving it.
Sorry, keep fidgeting with this wire.
It's like, you can't just say he's more powerful. That's it. I mean, like, Bowser is the end game. Bowser is the end goal. He's controlling Kamek. Kamek is the one who raised the kid. Huh?
As for who would win in a fight, I think we'd better leave that to the professionals.
You can't. Even the game developers can't even decide that because they're not in the same game. And even in Smash Bros, if you put the characters head to head, Steve from Minecraft and Ganondorf, they can't. It's completely 50-50 who would win because the characters are meant to be balanced. And they're not their canonical power level.
Unless the Smash Ball happens, in which case...
Look, man. You know, things are kind of whack when you find Peach on a higher tier on the tier list than...
I mean, like, that's the thing. The tier list is constantly changing. And it's also... Like, it's not only constantly changing, but it's also a matter of opinion. Like, you can say, technically, Peach is stronger, but if you put them up head-to-head, if you're, a higher skill level than the Peach main, then then the Ganondorf's going to win. So it's completely random. It's completely 50-50, and the goal is for it to be balanced, but that's just Smash Bros. Because it's trying to be balanced. Yeah,
that is just Smash Bros. But I remembered some proof that Kamek might be able to, control his transforming blocks into other things.
Okay.
So, I've played Paper Mario Sticker Star.
That's like all of it.
First Paper Mario game, all right?
Mm-hmm.
There are multiple occasions in that game where you get to fight Kamek.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
fighting a Magic Koopa that's slightly stronger than a normal Magic Koopa.
Well, look. In the battles, Kamek transforms Mario's stickers in the game, so he can't use them. And he transforms every single one into a sandal. And he does this
but when he is defeated,
multiple times.
But what happens when he's defeated?
They all turn back?
Mm-hmm.
They do all turn back.
So, when Master Xehanort leaves an imprint on everyone and they get PTSD because the freaking world is exploding, I don't think that goes back. I don't think that ever comes back. I don't think their sandals in life come back.
Look. If Kamek is never defeated, which he won't be, then things won't go back.
But Mario always defeats Kamek.
But this is...
And also, I don't think Xehanort has any stickers in his arsenal. So he hasn't turned into sandals.
Without a weapon.
He can turn the X-Blade into a Goomba, man.
Okay, sure. He turns the X-Blade into a Goomba, but he's still, like,
chucks
a
the
master...
Goomba at... He then chucks the Goomba at Kamek and then chokes him out.
I don't know.
Oh, no, it seems so goofy. Like, why do you have to choose the most goofy option that, when you really think about it, is actually a really good point? Like, we're not saying he's so pathetically weak. It's just, really? Kamek?
Really.
Out of...
All right.
Even Kid... I'm sorry. How about, what's his name?
Hang on.
Dracula. Let's see. Rathalos. Freaking Dementio. I honestly thought you were going to pick Dementio.
Didn't Dementio have to steal a ton of powers?
No.
He did.
He didn't steal anything.
A lot. What I also considered whether or not the power was actually their power and not just a sword.
He had to steal Luigi.
Well, yeah. Because he's the hero of the prophecy guy or whatever. Like, he had to use Luigi as a vessel. Anyway,
And if he's using Luigi as a vessel, isn't that kind of just Luigi?
Yeah, I guess.
With Dementio's big brains.
But who's in control? That's why I said that's why I said Master Xehanort over any of the other Xehanorts, because he's the one that's always been pulling the strings the whole time. Same thing with Bowser. Like, Bowser's more in control of Kamek than Kamek is of Kamek. Like, I don't even think Kamek has his own motives at this point. Like, I don't even think he's like, I hate you, Mario. He's just like, Bowser said so.
Bowser doesn't have mind control. In fact, I'd like to argue that
I didn't say he had mind control. I just said he's following in his orders.
Fully in control of his own actions.
Yeah, but he's never a good guy. Wait, I take that back. He was a good guy once, but that was just because Bowser wasn't a bad guy.
Well, look, I would also like to bring up to the court
What was this guy's name?
that...
Phantasma?
Phantasma, yeah.
I would like to bring up to the court
He's not as good as Buffalo.
I would like to bring up to the court one moment, just one moment, in Bowser's Inside Story plus Bowser Jr.'s journey in Mario and Luigi.
Doesn't have to be Bowser Jr.'s journey, but...
You get the idea.
Unless you're talking about Bowser Jr.'s journey.
There is one point where Kamek, Iggy has lost his memory, and
so
Kamek is able to use his magic stuff to bring his memory back, just like that. Amnesia, gone.
The world's gone.
Obviously, so Kamek obviously has some mind-bending powers. Maybe not mind control, but he definitely has the ability to alter people's minds to some capacity.
I think there's another thing with my Ganondorf argument. And honestly, his powers are so inconsistent with the games. Because in one game, all he does is make things bigger. In another, namely the Paper Mario series, he has all this other random nonsensical magical spells.
Turning things into sandals.
Turning stickers in particular into sandals. If it worked on everything, he would turn Mario into a sandal. Or his hat into a sandal.
He's never been shown to turn another living being into anything else, but he can turn things into living beings.
Alright, so I think we can leave that to the comments to decide who is the most powerful villain out of us three.
Oh, wait, and when the Magic Koopas turn other things into living things, they don't turn back when the Magic Koopa dies, right?
Yeah.
No, they don't.
So more inconsistency. He's random with what he is.
Yeah, Xehanort's been consistent the whole time.
But we're not talking about Xehanort now, are we?
Yes, we are. Because Xehanort is more powerful than Ganondorf. And Kamek combined.
Probably.
Xehanort.
All right, so that's going to be it for today's episode. I know it was quite a short one. I mean, actually, it was decently long.
This is what we were trying. This is the length we were trying to do.
I know. I guess we just
are very bad at staying consistent.
I know. Well, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Oh, wait, I guess we should probably pick a song, shall we? I wish there was like a medley between Xehanort's theme and Kamek's theme.
You know what we could do? That new Steve song is out now. The new Smash Steve song. Yeah, Holland. The Holland remix is finally out online.
Okay, what if we
I don't even see it.
What about a generic like?
Just look up like Steve Smash Music. It'll come up.
What about like a generic boss? Oh wait, we could do Mario Galaxy's Bowser's theme.
We could.
Let's not though. Ridley's theme?
Nah.
Maybe.
You know, just to reference another.
I think we already did Ridley before. Oh, that was during the VG. That was during the music thing. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Obviously, Xehanort is the most powerful villain, but we'll let you guys know.
Talking about today, at least.
Yeah, you guys can decide that in the comments down below. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time for some more Crazy Cat Podcast. Bye-bye.
I need more money to pay games.